I'm Chris, this is Miller Plays, and this is the Pentagon Challenge. We're on part 4, where we've just conquered our North American, the CONCACAF Champions League with Monterrey, and we're going to join this now with basically the season review. We're still at Monterrey, and it's time to look for a job. I've no idea where we might head. So yes, here's the season review, and we can see we got the 2 trophies, the CONCACAF and the closing stage. As we're still there, we were still doing transfers, trying to do the best for the club. We had to sell a couple of players, but we did bring in Juan Franco, the best young Mexican player. We then were offered various interviews. Athletic Mineral had a massive wage budget. They dropped it down and, didn't want me in the end. So we carried on doing business in Mexico. We spent the money. We were playing in the Leagues Cup, the all-important Leagues Cup. Various players went out and came in. The Red Bull job came up, and the Internacional. So we had 2 interviews, pretty much back to back. This is the Internacional one, where we get in there, we start with our traditional, well, they're all the same questions, aren't they? Everyone's done it. Anyone who's done Football Manager knows. And then the all-important bits and pieces at the end of the interview is they wanted to be competitive in the Copa Sudamerica and continue to qualify for the Copa Sudamerica. So not ideal, but we want to get higher expectations. And I should have nudged that. I'm going to exceed expectations, but no. There's no need to push it too much. And then we were given 14 million to spend, 433,000 budget, so a lot less than Athletic Mineral. But there we go. The press straight away suggested we were right up for the job. We weren't favourite for either of the 2 jobs we'd been interviewed for. But not being favourite doesn't mean you don't get the job. And as we click through here, you can see we're in the opening stage of the Mexican season. And then, here we go. The Red Bull offered us a contract, and Internacional did as well. Of the 2, we always favoured the Internacional role. So this is having delayed the Red Bull one. We start negotiation with Internacional. We push up to 10k and say, come on, you can pay us. They say no. We say, go on, you know you want to. And they did. So, less money, but it's not about money this series. It was all about winning the Champions Leagues. And there we go, we accept that. And the all-important news comes in here as we are announced as the new manager of Internacional, having left Monterrey. And as you can see there, all the achievements there is, sole charge. Okay. Lifted the closing stage of the Mexican First Division. Okay. Nothing about my history. Nothing about all the Champions Leagues, all the other league titles, all the cups that we've won. But yeah. There we have it. We are now the Internacional manager. And as you can see there, we're in decent form. 4 of the last 5 games we've won. So not a bad position to take over. In there, we've got a stacked trophy cabinet, including 2 Copa Libertadores and 50 Gaucho State Championships. So not too bad there. As you can see, our coach, Lucky Liguarthi, who was a player for us at Orlando Pirates, we offered him a job as a reserve team coach. He then came to Japan as a coach. He then joined us in Mexico as a coach. It only seems right that we try and bring him in to Brazil, does it not? Yeah, I'm still wittering away. I've spoken far too quick here. So, come on, man, just click next and see what we got. So this is the team. You can see that we've been blessed with a number of decent players. And we start our season with a rubbish goalkeeper and a 4-2-3-1, really. We are blessed with a number of young players, and having moved things around, we've got options to play several different positions. And there we see we are, as it stands, 9th in the league, up to 26 games. And our first game was against Vasco da Gama. And Jose Guilherme scores. Makes it 1-0 after 3 minutes. The Brazilian commentary was fantastic. We then go on to win that 3-1. We move up to 8 and have a really good run that pushes us right up to the table. And here we are against Santos, 1-0 up. Fabrizio doubles the lead, makes it 2-0. We finish the season in 4th place. Fantastic achievement, and we qualified for the Copa Libertadores, which was always our aim. And we've got a nice 450 budget and 14.3 million to spend. And as you can see, all our good players are wanted by European sides. So not ideal. And Pavia is going to be my star boy. And as you can see, there are teams that are wanted by North Americans, but importantly, Rodrigo has signed that contract there. So it's on to the Copa Libertadores group stage draw. We have been seeded 3rd in the draw. Obviously not racking up enough points to get a higher seeding, so we need to change that. So the draw now goes on, and as you'll see, we are drawn in Group C against Alianza of Peru, Atlético Nacional of Colombia, ourselves, and a mysterious 4th team. With all this going on, we did make a couple of purchases. Key ones here, Ahmed Mahmoud and Patrick. So having tied down Rodrigo to that amazing contract, there's no way a domestic club's going to get him, and it's a £40 million deal now for a foreign club to pick him up. We then went into the start of the season, which is the Gaucho State Championship. Now, over in Brazil, their season starts with state championships. It used to be highly prestigious. It's sort of been watered down since the 90s. And Internacional in the Gaucho, which is sort of a very southern area of Brazil, the Porto Alegre area, where there's basically 3 decent teams. Everything else is 3rd, 4th, 5th divisions. So it was sort of a cakewalk apart from playing the 2 bigger sides. And between the 3 of us, we win the Gaucho year in, year out. So, and let's see how we get on. Our financials are favourable, nice and stable there, and the Gaucho State Championship kicks off, and we just keep winning. It is a nice, friendly tournament to start the season. It enables our players just to get better and better. So we've flooded lots of youngsters. Pabiella gets better and better, and after 10 games, we had qualified with 10 wins. In the actual league, we are 9th, and Rodrigo and Fabrizio are our 2 key players. We start the Copa Libertadores away to Alianza, and we have a team that includes new signing Patrick and Mahmoud. Hausch is up front, and a youngster Teco is on the right wing. Gomes is another highly thought of player. He's on the bench today, and this 4-2-3-1 formation really sort of favoured our team, and we managed to open the scoring. A nice ball from Teco finds Mahmoud, and that sets us on the way to a nice, easy 3-0 win, where Teco plays it to Jan and Fabrizio makes it 3-0. We follow that up with a 4-2 win over Athletic Nacional. So after 2 games, we're top. Our balance is getting bigger and bigger, and we're just mixing up the Gaucho and the Copa Libertadores. We do drop all our bonuses right down to enable us to spend some more money. On to the Gaucho State Championship final, second leg. We already hold a 2-1 lead from the first, and Hausch puts us in front after 35 minutes. Fabrizio completes the scoring, 3-0 on the night, 5-1 on aggregate, and the Gaucho State Championship trophy is the first one we claim as Internacional manager. It's fine start, and it was a fun start to the season. It enabled us to rotate and have many youngsters in the teams. We then start the season against Fluminense, and Teco opens the scoring after 23 minutes. A fine strike. We double our lead as Gomes puts the ball in and Mahmoud slots home in the 35th minute. A 2-0 win starts the season, and we then go on to Atletico Nacional in the Copa Libertadores, the final group game. Rodrigo opens the scoring. Atletico Nacional do actually equalise, but we do end up running through as winners after Raul Mina scores twice, including this stunning free kick. We top the group, 18 points, and we go into the draw. We then draw Caracas of Venezuela in the next round. The draw then continues. It is just crazy. It's back to back. We face either Estudiantes or Corinthians, and then we draw either Fluminense, Sao Paulo, Nacional, or Palmeiras in the semi-final. We now have an interesting situation, the first time ever I've seen it. Garcia gets injured, announces his retirement, but has a transfer to Tigre already lined up. We've tried to say, are you going to not retire? He doesn't change his mind, and he then does actually join Tigre, and we get 495,000 for him. Very odd. In between all that, Pavia is subjected to a massive bid. We complete the signing of 7 players. Key ones here are Mario Rica, who is a Uruguayan striker, and Christian Tello, a 5'9" centre-back. More offers that hit the minimum release clause for Pavia. We've raked in a lot of money, so we do actually replace him with Lopez, who unfortunately had already played 11 times in the league, so made him league-tied. But not in the cups, and this is a cup game against Caracas, where Rod Carino puts us 1-0 up, 5-1 up on aggregate, and we just continue scoring. Lopez, our new centre-back, is allowed to play in cup competitions and scores his second of the season and adds a third from the penalty spot as we march past Caracas 5-0 in the second leg and on to face Argentinian opposition in Estudiantes in the next round. Pavia does join Newcastle. It was a sad day at the club, but we keep looking up, and against Estudiantes, we do take a early second half lead through Mahmoud, his 16th of the season. What a key player he was. And Estudiantes do get a goal back here. It's a fine finish after some good work. Dispossession our player on the halfway line. The first leg finished 1-1. Second leg, Eloy gets an early goal. Lopez adds his fourth, doubles our advantage, and we finish up a fine 3-0 victors in this game. Beto crosses for Moreira for his fourth, 3-1. And unfortunately, after that game, we lost a couple of players, both to Saudi Arabia, both 5 days after the window closed. But we were top of the league, and into the cup final, in actual fact, against Gremio. We win that 3-1, 7-3 on aggregate, and claim our second piece of silverware whilst in Brazil. So a fine start to the season. Gremio beaten yet again, and we lift our second trophy. We've got the more important trophies to follow. Can we finish up top of the Brazilian National Championships? And more importantly, do we win in Copa Libertadores? Here later on against Sao Paulo in the league, we're facing them 3 times in 3 weeks, and it's not got a great start. As we're 2-0 down, that gets worse. It's 3-0. We do pull a goal back through Teco. The youngster gets a consolation goal, and we face them again in the Copa Libertadores. 3-1 up from the first leg. Sao Paulo get an early-ish goal But that is the only goal, and we're through to the final, where we face Boca Juniors of Argentina. The league just gets better and better. We've won it at a canter, 99 points, well clear of Sao Paulo, and on to the final. It's a 4-2-3-1 against Boca, and Teco, with an early bit of work here, manages to get the ball to Eloy, and we take an early lead. 3rd minute of the game. Boca, though, aren't done and manage to get a nice equaliser here, pull it back, 1-1, and in the dying seconds, we rob the ball. Mina to Leandro. Leandro picks out Teco here, who slams home a 92nd minute of a 93rd minute game to win the Copa Libertadores, and more importantly, complete our 4th Champions League win. We now have the option, well, we now are going to go to Europe, but before that, we're going to enjoy this 4th Champions League cup lift as the boys of Brazil. We fell on our feet. We had a great team. We sold some players, but we managed to replace them. So it was all good. We then look for available jobs. The most key one there that jumps out straight away is the Arsenal job. So makes sense to have a look at that. We see the advert and it's a massive wage bill. We apply for the job. Europe we are heading. There were a couple of other German jobs available, both not the bigger teams. It was Cologne and Hamburg, both offering very similar. It was, do we go for them? Don't we go for them? On to the season review, and we've won the National Cup, the National League, and the Copa Libertadores. The Gaucho State doesn't show up there. That was all fantastic, but we did lose Pavia. What a player. And that was South America. It was short, it was sweet, it was trophy laden, and all the players that you lose, you're on the other side of that coin when you're buying those minimum release players from South America. That part was quite tough, losing certain players, but we did manage to replace them. We did go on to have a superstar team that just won and won and won. So that is South America. On to part 5, Europe, where we're going to go.